everyone, welcome to Podcast, and today I'm gonna be your interviewer, Anton Pablo Coniano, and we have a very special guest, Mr. Eduardo Puno III, also known as Sir Thirdy. He is a teacher here at LSTA. Sir, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Uh, Ganda tanghali, ano? Good noon. Good noon. I am Sir Thirdy, as you introduced me. And I don't want to share my age anymore, no, I'm not. I am the CLE teacher for the past 3 years. I have been teaching philosophy and I have also been teaching research. So technically across all levels, I had the chance to meet them. And this year, I started to be the Catholic Social Formation Coordinator of our department. So that is who Sir Thirdy is.
Thank you, sir, for telling us. So I have a few questions here regarding public speaking. When you were around my age, you have dreamed of multiple jobs. But have you ever dreamed of the job you currently have?
By the way, what's your age now?
12.
12? You're just 12?
Uh,
My goodness. Wait, let me just remember when I was at your age. When I was at your age, I was just, hmm, let's say second year high school. And when I was second year high school, I never thought of becoming a teacher because that's who I am now. I am a teacher. Back then, I was dreaming of becoming a priest. And what was your question again? How did I arrive at that? Have I ever?
yeah, sir. Well, like that.
Yeah, yeah. Technically, I didn't dream about being a teacher or becoming a teacher uh, because when I was at your age, I would like really to be a priest.
But still, it's somewhat similar because you teach CLE.
Yeah, I'm teaching CLE now because that is in line with the studies I had and the formation I had back then when I was in the seminary. So technically, I was trained about the knowledge of the faith, the contents of the faith, and of course, how to live it out. Yeah. So CLE is a subject that is very related, if not close, to theology and other theological studies.
Thank you, sir. So, what are the experiences that you had that led you to where you are today?
Experience. Definitely, when I was inside the seminary, I got the opportunities to, to teach the faith, and in that manner, teaching, uh, definitely that's the line of work that I have now, teaching. And just what I have said a while ago, it's about teaching of the faith. So parang it's like a continuation of what I have been for before. Yeah, it's about the line of work that I have been doing back then.
So, it's that one seminar that led you to what you are today.
One seminar, sorry.
That seminar po.
That seminary. I operated the seminary.
Seminar.
Okay. The seminary is actually a place of formation for those who would like to become priests in the near future. Okay, so when I was in the seminary, we were formed or we were trained how to speak in public because when you finally become a priest, then definitely you would have to talk in front of an audience, no? Not just one, but an audience, different people, with different perspectives, and of course, you have to talk with clarity. You have to speak with finesse, with grace, no? Otherwise, for me, you won't be an effective speaker or a preacher, no? In front of the audience. So I just really have to embrace the techniques and the processes in which I was formed back then when I was in the seminary.
Sir, when in your professional and personal life, what role does public speaking play in it?
In my life, public speaking plays a very important role. Important in the sense that I think it's essential. That's the term. Why? Because now, well, my personal life is also my my teaching life. And as a teacher, public speaking or a good public speaking skill is a must. No? So, because as a teacher, I have to speak well in front of my students, like you, like them. And of course, I have to deliver with clarity. No? And those, I think, are all aspects or features or good points or salient parts of becoming a good public speaking. In that way, I believe public speaking plays an important role in my experience now as a professional, as a teacher.
Thank you, sir. But also, I'm curious that when you were a child, did you think public speaking was also important?
When I was a child, that's a tricky question. Because actually, when I was a child, I was a bit, no, not a bit, but a very shy kid, let's say child, no? It was very easy for me to get nervous, especially during recitations like that, when my participation or my voice was needed. I was very shy when I was a kid, when I was a child. Maybe that's because of stage fright, di ba? Uh, Maybe because I was too afraid of being scolded or reprimanded by my teacher or anyone or any speaker who would request for me to speak. I think that's one of my actually public speaking when I was a child was my like a water my weakness, definitely.
Now you have nurtured it to for you to speak better in front of a large audience. But talking about that, how big of a role is confidence when speaking in front of a large crowd?
Oh, that's a very good question. Now we're talking about confidence, no? I believe with confidence comes power. With confidence, with confidence, entailed with it would be power of self-belief, like a personal conviction. That's for me is it's tantamount to confidence, self belief, self power. Because once I acquire that confidence, whenever I speak in front of the audience or my audience, I believe everything else follows. Like the mastery of what I have to tell them, the the fluency, the need for them to understand me, the connection between me as a speaker and my audience. I think everything follows. Once deep inside, I have that confidence. So really, confidence plays a very good part for a speaker. Yeah.
So, sir, what you're saying is even though you have, let's say, perfect mastery over the piece, if you don't have confidence, you won't really do anything.
That's right. That's right. So let's say, for example, no, you've studied your piece, you've studied your sharing, you have memorized all the terms and concepts. But suddenly, when you're in front of a large audience, that's I think that's another skill that you have to deal with. No, how do you bring yourself in front? How would you keep up with the crowd? No, with the audience. How would you present yourself? I think that's another thing. And yeah, as I said a while ago, everything else follows if you have confidence or self-trust. No, that really I can do it. I can deliver what I know. I can tell them what I believe I know and I have mastered. That's why really confidence is another thing, and confidence is a very good skill that I have to master as well.
Sir, earlier you mentioned that as a child, you didn't like public speaking because of stage fright.
Yes, I did.
Now, as an adult, do you think that you have overcame stage fright due to your experience with public speaking?
I think so. I think it needs certain preparations, and not just certain preparations, but certain updating and follow-ups, updating of yourself, like, and more and more practices. I think that would build up my character as a speaker, and that would actually help me assist to be a well, I would like to suppose, if not better, a good public speaker. It needs a constant preparation and practice on my part. Kasi if in the first place I didn't get any practices, or constant opportunities to speak in front of a crowd, then definitely I think I wouldn't be able to be what I am now as a speaker. Confidence, then continuous preparation, then constant opportunities to speak in front. Practices, practice, practice, practice.
Sir, before you overcame your fear of stage fright, how did you like overcome it?
Like, I think one of these specific, I would like to say a mentality, no? Or attitude, or maybe perspective. One perspective or attitude that I would actually take is that before I start speaking in front of the audience, I would think to myself, I would tell myself, I am the one, I am the one who studied about this. I am the one who know this one, who know this piece, and technically, I would make my self assert and believe that they are listeners. So if there is someone who should know what I am talking about, it must be me. It must be I. So that personal conviction or mentality or attitude, I think, what keeps me, uh, have that confidence. And I would always make sure that I remind that of myself before I speak in front. Yeah, that in that way I could overcome that stage fright that I usually experience when I was a kid.
Thank you, sir, for telling me that because sometimes I get scared speaking in front of a large crowd.
You
So,
isn't it when you're asked to speak in front of everybody, then suddenly it's like a pure imagination that they're like monsters who would laugh at you, who would rah, 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 like that, right? So I think that's the beginning of leaning to stage fright. The fear of the unknown, the fear of the negative things that others may hurl at you. No? I think that's it.
sometimes when you speak in front of a large crowd, you have like tools like mics, speakers. What happens if suddenly they don't work? What do you do?
Oh, that's that's the next question. Kasi that's another thing, right? You're prepared, then you speak well with clarity, you have that confidence. But another thing would be what we call the technical part. And when we say technicalities or technicals, we refer to the speaker. I mean the speaker, the for sound. So your microphones. Then sometimes the camera. You have to look. Before you have to focus to whom you are speaking to. In cases such as that, as those, like there are uh, technical difficulties, technical problems. I think I just simply have to continue the show, like go on with the flow. If there would be a glitch in the microphone, I think I would just have to continue and to at least have that option B. If the mic is not working, then I have to maximize my voice. No? Kasi modulation is another important thing. No? So when you have microphone, you just have a low modulation because you have to balance everything out, right? But just in case it happens that there's a technical glitch with the microphone, definitely you have to really control your voice by maximizing it so that the crowd or the audience can understand me like that.
So you're saying that the show must go on,
The show must definitely go on.
even if there's like multiple problems, you won't stop.
Yes.
As a teacher, sometimes students don't listen. What,
You got it right.
how do you deal with those students that just don't listen to the speech, with the
Maybe the
topic,
discussion, right?
the discussion?
Part. Uh, there are two ways I deal with it. Okay, there are two ways. First, I would like to always put my feet on the shoes of my learners. Like, am I becoming like speaking like not interesting topics? Are they interest? Are they interested? Are they still interested? Or am I becoming like a little boring? Okay, I used to question myself those questions, no? But on the other hand, I have to really evaluate. Maybe it's like on the part of the students, naman. Like, have they had a good sleep prior to the day of the discussion? Or maybe did they have a good foundation of the preceding topic? Reason why they couldn't get the discussion right now. So I think it's a two-way process for me to evaluate it or to deal with it. Uh, Looking at myself, if no, I am becoming like presenting less interesting topics, or maybe it's really a student-related reasons uh, in situations or circumstances such as those.
So, sir, you stay positive that your students are maybe just tired or they don't understand the
Yes,
lesson.
I would always give them the benefit of my doubt.
Speaking of like complex lessons,
Mm-hmm.
if you know that you're talking about a complex lesson, how do you make it easier to understand for most of them?
Okay, so as we all know naman, no, teaching a lesson doesn't always just involve discussion per se. I think there should be like game, di ba? Like, just to help the class be not just enlightened, but, to insert some fun, insert some joys, and, yeah, in the form of game, right? And group activities, maybe, so that they could enjoy in one way, and in another way, they would have that opportunity to bridge the game that they had to the introduction of the lesson or the complex lesson that I would have that day. So I think game is an important factor to be inserted in such situations where complex lessons need to be discussed. So let's have some fun first, then to lighten a bit, lighten the day a bit. Then after which, when I would notice that they really enjoyed it, then that's the time I would insert the lesson. Oh, this is about like that. This is about like that. Everything else follows. I think naman, based on my observation, personally, my class, no, my classes would enjoy the game, would have some fun, and they would have the opportunity to lighten up a bit so that they could enter into the world of discussions right after.
So, sir, you're saying that if they're a little bit tense, they won't listen properly. But if they're lighter because of the game, they might stay calm during the discussion itself.
Yes, I would like to believe that statement. Uh, yeah, I say, when I ask myself again, it's very difficult for me to really listen if I myself am tense, no? And yeah, I think I wouldn't find it boring to listen to complicated lessons if there are opportunities given to me as a student or as a learner to at least have some fun first. Yeah.
So, sir, as a child, you mentioned that you didn't really speak in public. How has your technique evolved throughout the years you have?
Okay. I think my seminary formation really helped me a lot about that. The process, the art of good public speaking. I think I owe it to the seminary. I think I owe it to the formation I had before. Say, I remember we had lots of not just recitations, but oral comprehensive examinations back then. Every quarter we would have such oral comprehensive examinations, isn't it? Now we usually have the written assessments like quizzes, long tests, summative assessments. But back then we had we used to believe the very difficult days, like a day for comprehensive examinations. Oral, huh? Oral. So we really had to speak. We really had to discuss and to share to the professors, to those priest professors, to those bishop professors, what we have learned in the past discussion.
Sir, during those experiences that you had to speak in front of that crowd, what are lessons that you have learned to make it a little easier for yourself?
I think one thing is I have mentioned it a while ago, self-belief. I have to encourage myself. I think I have to, you know, embrace myself. Yeah, these are my strengths. These are my weaknesses, and it is okay to have such weaknesses, and it is good to always do better when it comes to my strengths. And I believe that we can always do better. We can always do better. At some point, I would consider myself when it comes to my personal evaluation of how my talks or my seminars went through. There were times I would notice maybe I was not good enough back then, back on the stage. There were times that I was really very happy that I gave my best, and I think it's a constant practice and a constant opportunity built upon other opportunities, practices built upon many practices in the past. Yeah, I think those are all the my personal evolution when it comes to public speaking. Yeah, from a very shy to a little bit shy to a speaker to a little bit good speaker to a good speaker.
So, sir, you're just saying that positivity is key and we can always do better.
That's right, positivity and self-belief, positivity and self-belief.
What advice can you give to someone who wants to be an influential public speaker just like you, sir?
Influential. I don't know if I'm influential, but advice. I think they have to own the stage, and I think they have to eat the mic. What do I mean by that? Since I am the speaker, I was invited, or let's say I was requested, or I was no asked for that matter. So definitely, I should grab that opportunity, to maximize everything that I know, to study the piece, to research about the topic, yeah, and to convince myself that I can really do it. I can really do it. Okay, so in those means, in those ways, that I could say I could embrace the stage. I could embrace my audience. I could connect through eye contacts, louder, modulate, not louder, but modulate. No? Kasi when you have the microphone, that is different from, the situation wherein you don't have microphone at all. There were opportunities where you'd be asked to speak, but you don't have microphone. There were opportunities you were given, but you have microphone. So I think it's about modulation like that. So I have to eat the microphone. If there's a microphone, I have to eat the microphone. I have to really share the things that I have and be creative when I am on the stage.
So, sir, you're like saying you're a painter and the stage is your canvas.
Yeah, if we use an analogy, I think that's a good analogy.
Thank you,
Painter,
sir.
I think.
Anyway, sir, that's the last question. So, goodbye, sir, and goodbye to the listeners. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you also for inviting me to be with you. And I do hope that our listeners get a cent or two maybe from this dialogue that we had in this podcast. Thank you, Anton, for actually accommodating this dialogue. So thank you very much. Hey, hey! Thank you.
Bye po.
Bye-bye.